You have a total of 3 minutes to do so. And I have one card before me here now. It's Mr. Larry D. Alexander. If you would come forward and state your name, address, and you have a total of 3 minutes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you call my name. Larry Alexander, 706 Lexington. I trust that you all have got a copy of the information there. Okay. This is an abbreviated, really terse, brief synopsis of just a walk through history in regards to African American contributions. I worked pretty hard on this. I worked a lot harder than it looks like I did on there, and it really took me a solid week. I think from the time I hung the phone up from talking to Mr. Singley, really until today, I worked on that. So. I made an earnest effort to provide you with some information that you can work with. Since I've started working with that, I hope it affects you the way it did me. And I thought I knew a lot about our own history, but there was a lot of things in there that I really didn't know. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you first hit that light switch and you never think about Granville T. Woods, if the light comes on, you know, you don't think about Louis Lasseter, Louis Latimer went to Thomas Edison and say, here, Thomas, use this carbon filament in your light bulb and maybe it'll work for more than just a few minutes. Things like that. Even the toilet, you know, I look at the toilet. I don't think about J.B. Rhodes, but I will from now on. There's just a whole host of things just in a regular day. Refrigeration, for instance, Frederick M. Jones, Norbert Real-U, the sugar refiner machine, revolutionized the sugar industry. Albert C. Richardson, the butter churn. I think about, you know, I use cream in my milk. I don't know about y'all. And I never think about this man. Thomas Jennings. We put on clean suits all the time, and we have to have them dry clean, but we never think about the man. That was the first patent in U.S. history awarded to an African American. Was for dry cleaning. I got 30 seconds left over there, I think. You know, in the shoes, Jan Matzellinger's shoe lasting machine, just a whole. There's a whole myriad of things to really consider, and people really need to know, and they never think about it every day. I mean, just little simple things like that, iron and board, brooms, mops, just really simple things. But I think there are things that people need to know, and it's a part of American history. And hopefully I've contributed something to get you started as in regards to African Americans' contributions. But there are other, you know, Hispanic, Latinos, Asian Americans. Everybody's contributions need to be recognized, and they need to be recognized on a day-to-day basis. Really glad to get the opportunity to present this to you all, and hopefully we can have it incorporated in 2001. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there? Yes.
May I make just one comment? Mr. Alexander, I want to personally thank you. I enjoyed my conversation with you recently, and briefly I simply want to say that we are cognizant that I think you brought forward a very genuine concern about our American history text, which focuses primarily on Anglo-Saxon contributions to the history of the United States. we are developing through the curriculum department a supplement, and what you have shared with us, at least regarding African-American personalities, the bibliography you have put together certainly demonstrates a lot of work on your part, and we appreciate it. And this supplement that we are developing will become a part, actually, of our curriculum in American history in future times. So I thank you for your effort.
Hey, anything I can do, if I can do anything further, you've got my number, call me.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all have a good night.
You too.
Mr. DeBerry?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Alexander, I'd just like to make one comment, too. I ask you for this, and I thank you very much for going through the time and effort to put together some information. It's always nice to back it up, and you've backed it up. Thank you a
Yeah,
lot.
I would have got it to you sooner, but I wanted to just go ahead and get everybody's package together, and that's why it took a week or so.
Sure, thanks.
I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Is there anyone else wishing to address the board this time? I see Mr. Fletcher Yates.
Yeah, they didn't take my card out.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
I'm Fletcher Yates, 600 North Britain Court. Mr. Singley and board members, Mr. DeBerry. I'd just like to add to the fact of what Mr. Alexander has said. There are 7 volumes of encyclopedias out on African American history that you can get information like what he's presented to you that you can use. And if you look at the diversity of the core group that you had here, the first part of the program, and then you looked at the diversity of the bowl winners from the elementary schools, what we need to do is come up with some type of program like Gwendolyn Brooks did in Illinois and Ohio, and have a diversity type history class, not just for African Americans, for all the people that we have here in the city of Irving. Like you say, we've got, 20 or 30 different languages here in the city. We should be able to teach somehow some type of a history program so that all of these folks that have these different nationalities can know what their people did and what we're doing to continue what was created earlier on in the system. And, most of you know me, I travel all over the United States and state of Texas with the TEA, the TSB, NATP, the COG, and all those things. And if you go to these different cities, they're starting these programs in elementary schools and high schools so that they can teach the history of whatever nationality you are. Because, like you say, you can say and do anything you want to do, but I'm African American. And it's just one of those things that you're going to always be what you were supposed to be and what you were born to be, but you can get along with everybody that you're associated with. But you're still going to be, there's always that little inkling of prejudice in all of us, regardless of who we are, what we do, and how much we make, or what kind of job we got. That little bit is always there. So, I thank you for your time, and if you need any other assistance other than what you get with Larry Alexander, just give me a call. I've got 4 or 5 shelves full of books with all the information on African American history. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else in the audience wishing to address an item that's not on the agenda? Seeing none, we return to the board for the approval of the consent agenda items. Call on Mr. Gary Washington.
Thank you, Mr.
Agenda